record cloud. Okay, we are recording. Welcome to our Sunday night Zoom. We are in for a treat. I've been on my heart for the last little bit to start pulling back to some things that we tried probably about 2 years ago, and that was having other people kind of step up into their roles in the leadership and do our Sunday night trainings. I just have found myself in the last little bit, obviously y'all seen I've had to like move times and in the car a lot, and so just didn't feel like, I was able to give 100% to our Sunday night Zooms, and so just kind of feeling a little overwhelmed. So sent out a help message to Sharon and a couple of our area managers and just said, hey, can we get on a rotation schedule so that people can hear you guys? Because I kind of think, after me doing these for like 4 years every Sunday night, that although I'm sure I have some words of wisdom and nuggets, I get tired of hearing myself over and over. So I am just thrilled that we're going to start a new rotation. So you're going to start to hear from other leaders on our team, and I am pumped. So tonight, Jane Marie is going to train for us. She is a phenomenal trainer and leader. I swear, every time you talk, I am just like, love it, love it, love it. So I know that you're going to pour into us. We're going to just learn so much tonight. So Jane Marie is down in Camden, and if you will take it away.
Okay. Can y'all hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
You hear me okay? Okay. I just want to make sure. I usually don't do this for my phone, but we're having Wi-Fi issues. I'm just doing it from my phone tonight. Okay, you guys. I'm going to talk to you tonight about, I entitled it Leap. Probably, I think it was Labor Day, and my family and I went to see the movie Leap. And it is an animated movie. I don't know if you have seen it or not. I highly suggest you go see it. Number one, it's a great movie, but number two, just some of the things that it just really drove home for me. I think it'll do the same for you, but we're going to kind of go through like what the theme of the movie was. And I just really felt like this is what we just needed to hear and to talk about tonight. So, the movie Leap, it starts off with these two orphans, okay? It's a boy and a girl. I think the girl's name is Felicie and the boy's name is Victor. And they are in an orphanage, okay? So you can imagine, like, what their situation looked like. They had rags on. They barely existed during the day. There was a nun, and another man that was kind of, their caretakers. And Victor dreamed, okay? He dreamed about being a world famous inventor. Like, he wanted to invent things. He was always inventing things in the orphanage with everything that he could get his hands on. Felicie, on the other hand, dreamed. They both dreamed. She wanted to be a famous ballet dancer in Paris, okay? And so here they were in an orphanage, extremely far away from being able to attain what they wanted, right? And, their caretakers, the man and the woman, I don't remember their names, but they knew that they had this dream. And Felicie would just practice her dancing. She never had a lesson. She would just practice, and she would just dance with her whole heart, to what she thought dancing was. And they would tell her, you need to get rid of your dream, because you're never going to have that dream. You're an orphan. This is your life. You need to put that away and accept it. Well, they did the same thing with Victor. However, they continued. They were really good friends, and they continued to dream, okay? So much so that they escaped, okay? And they go to Paris. And Victor wanted to take Felicie with him because he wanted to see her fulfill her dream. Okay, I loved that part of the movie. He was the guy, he wanted his own dream, but more than anything, he wanted to see her fulfill her dream. Okay, and so they get to Paris, right? And they see this ballet conservatorium. I don't know what it's officially called. And she's just like starstruck. And she's like, oh my gosh, there it is. I'm going to get to be a ballet dancer. And I'm just, she thought that she was just going to walk right through the door and boom, she was going to be a ballet dancer. And so she walks through the doors and he kind of goes on his own way doing this inventing thing. And she sees this really famous ballet dancer on stage. She was graceful. She was beautiful. She was doing this gorgeous leap through the air. And she was like, oh my gosh, like if I could, this is my dream. This is where I'm supposed to be. Like she knew within her heart that she was supposed to be there, right? And so you guys, I want you to think for a minute. I don't know that if any of this will make sense to you, but I totally believe that each and every one of us, different times now, maybe when you were younger, we had what I call an inner knowing. Does that resonate with you at all? Like you knew deep within your soul that you were supposed to do blank, whatever it was. And sometimes for us to remember what that thing was, the thing that like our inner knowing, like we knew we were to make an impact on people. We knew we were supposed to be singing on stage. We knew that we were supposed to be whatever it is. You have this thing, what I call an inner knowing. Like you just know that you know that you know that you know this is your path, right? And so this is kind of where Felicia was, right? And she just knew, this is her knowing thing. She just knew she was home. She was where she was supposed to be. Okay. And so she was like, okay, now, they're not in the orphanage. They're in Paris, a big city. They're kids, they're going to just conquer their dreams. But number one, they had no money. They had nowhere to go. They had nowhere to stay. They had no food. Right. And so, she meets this lady that actually washes the floors at the conservatorium or the ballet place. And she said, oh my gosh, you have such a hard time doing this work. I'm a great cleaner. I came from the orphanage. Let me help you clean, just so she could be in that place, right? And so she starts cleaning, and they have a wicked woman that's like their boss. Of course the lady has a daughter who is all that in the bag of chips, right? And she has been dancing since she was born, and she just knew she was going to get the star role in this nutcracker thing that they had coming up. And she was very snotty, and she pretty much told Felicia, because she caught Felicia dancing kind of just randomly, and she was like, oh my gosh, you're awful. Like, you're terrible. Like, if you think you're ever going to get to be the star role with this famous dancer, you are just wasting your dreams away, because you're never going to make it. Well, Felicia refused to listen to her, right? And so, she continues to scrub floors, to clean the toilets, to do whatever she could. And the lady that she was working with, she said, well, you know what? I had a dream one time to be a famous dancer, and I got hurt, and I wasn't able to do that. But I can train you. Are you willing to learn? And she was like, training? Like, what's that? And she said, well, this is what you're going to have to do. And so she started training her sun up to sundown. To be a dancer, you've got to know your moves. You've got to prepare your body. You've got to mentally prepare your mind for what you're going to do. And she had her doing all these crazy things, like getting her ready, right? And she was like, why do I have to do this? Oh my gosh, my body hurts. And she was like, do you want to be a dancer? Yes, I want to be a dancer. Okay, then this is what you have to do. You have to prepare yourself. And so she began coaching her, right? She began leading her along the way. She put in hours and hours and hours of work. Every time she would go back to the conservatorium, she actually was in a class, and she was the worst one there. Like, she was awful. Her teacher told her, you're never going to make it. You're never going to do this. But she never believed what the naysayers around her were saying. She just knew that she knew that she knew she was supposed to be there. And so she continues to practice, right? And so right in the middle of all this, and she's getting better, she's keeping up in her class, you know, the girls around her are still saying, oh my gosh, you're awful, but you're never going to make this, because they wanted the part. And all of a sudden in walks this handsome prince, right? And I mean, he is like the hunk of the hunk of the hunk. And no one had ever paid attention to her like that. Well, he's what I call her distraction. Okay. And so his sole purpose was to distract her from what her goal was. And so, you know, he came in and he wooed her and he dined her and he wined her, you know, and he was just trying to distract her so that really somebody else could get the part. He was what I call our distraction. So I don't know if any of you guys can relate to that. Like, you get so focused on your dreams and on your goals, and you can do this in your business, in your life, and all of a sudden there's this other thing that comes in, and it's pulling at your attention. It's pulling, you know, where you're looking away off to the side as a distraction. Well, he was her distraction. And he actually kept her up the entire night before, you know, wanting her to go out on the town and have a good time and do all these things. It was the night before her big audition for the part, right? And so she went with him, and then she realized, like, she kind of let that get in her head a little bit. And so when she went to the actual audition, it was her and this little girl that was just so mean to her. And the girl was going, oh my gosh, you're awful. They're going to make it. I've got it. So what it ended up, they started doing a dance off. I'm pretty much telling you the movie, but when you go see it, it'll make sense. And so they just did a dance off. Okay. And she was tired. She, you know, she had trained, but she had really let her guard down. She became distracted. And these two girls start battling out the beat. And so I think somebody needs to mute their line. I don't know what that was. So in the end, okay, they're doing this dance off, right? And of course, you know, it's the big climax at the end. And how she beat the little girl is because she danced with all her heart. She threw everything that she had, all the training that she had, all into one big thing, right? And she danced with all her heart. The other little girl knew the steps and she knew what to do, but she wasn't doing it with her heart. She was just doing the moves. And so, you know, at the end, the last little thing is she wanted to do that big grand jeté leap at the end, and she did it. She did it with all of her heart because, number one, she knew what her dream was. Number two, she had the confidence to go for it. And number three, she had prepared, right? Mentally, physically, emotionally prepared for that. And number four, she just gave in and just put her whole heart into it, and she just went for it. And she ended up getting the part in the end. So I came out of the movie, right, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, like, this is such a great message, right? And I wasn't really expecting to get a message out of this movie, but I did. And I was just thinking, you know, that's so much like our life and like our business, that, you know, we all know what dreams we have. You know, it's not necessarily the dream of selling skincare and makeup, but that is the thing that can get you to what your inner knowing knows you're supposed to be doing, right? That can get you the time, that can get you home with your kids, that can get you the finances that you need and the freedom that you need to go after what the thing really is, right? So it can be your vehicle. You know, and then we take that once we say yes, but we have to be willing to be coached. We have to be willing to take some steps, right? It's not, we can't just sit here and just think that, oh, well, I've made this decision and it's all just going to come raining down on me now. Just like Felicie, we've got to train. We've got to prepare. We've got to get into action to be able to propel ourselves into this thing that we know our dream is, right? And so, you know, I was thinking, you know, how many times do we just need to make that one decision? I'm going to get into action. I'm going to listen to my coach. I'm going to listen to my upline. I'm going to listen to my mentor, whoever it is, so that I can mentally, physically, emotionally prepare for what I know this dream is, right? And then we've got to take those action steps to help us train and get there, because we don't know all these things on our own. None of us are born just knowing how to go out and do our dream and get our dream. You know, we have to train. We have to, you know, teach ourselves. We have to be willing to listen to others to get us there, you know. And then the last thing that is so, so, so important, you know, we can all work ourselves to death. I mean, we can. Like, we can just get in massive activity and we can just work. And coming from a red, that's one of my downfalls. Like, I can just work. But sometimes what we lack is our heart. You know, it's that heart that connects us with the next person. It's our heart that we give to people when we're doing a presentation. And whether you know it or not, people know. They know if you're just doing the do or if you're doing it with your heart. They know because they feel that connection to you. And what I want you guys to know is that people are looking for you. They're looking for your heart, right? They're not looking for perfection. They're not looking to see if you know all the ingredients in your products. I mean, some of them would be great, but they're, number one, they're wanting to know benefits for them, but they're looking to you as their person that, you know, is set apart from everybody else. That, number one, you know what you're talking about, but they're looking for your heart. And so, you know, I think so many times we forget in this business that this business is a heart business. You know, it's not just a heart about, you know, me connecting with myself. It's you connecting with other people. You know, that's what helps you find your people. That's what helps you attract the people that you want into your business. That's what helps you, you know, take that step out there on that skinny branch and ask. You know, ask someone, hey, if I gave you a skincare sample, would you try it at home? Or, hey, if I gave you some deals on some really amazing products, would you, you know, invite a few friends over and just let me pop over? So I hope all of that makes sense to you guys. You know, the other thing, and I know I'm going a little bit long, but I just thought this was so important, is that, you know, you need to be careful about who you're listening to as well. You need to be, you know, we talk a lot about, and I know Gina has said so many times, and Sharon and, you know, all of our leaders, that you got to put blinders on and you just got to focus on your goal and go straight ahead. Well, you know, that goes for our ears too. We've got to be careful who we're listening to. You know, are we dialing into the Father and knowing what He has spoken over us? Or are we listening to all these naysayers around us, right? And I think it was last week, we watched the movie, and then I came across this newsletter that it has nothing to do with Arbonne, but the guy that wrote the newsletter, he works for a computer company, and he was talking about the importance of picking the people that you hang with and who you're around, and how much of an influence that, you know, the people that we have closest to us have over us. And I'm just going to read a little bit of the article. I won't read it, you know, like the whole thing, but, you know, he started off, and I kind of laughed because I thought it was funny, but I thought, you know, this is so true. He said, you know, my mother always told me, you can't pick your relatives, but you can pick your friends and your associates that you hang around. And he said, likewise, I've always believed, whether it's right or wrong, you're often judged by those you associate with, right? And so that's why it's important to limit the time you spend. And he was really rough in this. He said, with the losers in your life. And please don't get me wrong, I'm not calling anybody a loser. It was just his way of saying it. And it made me laugh because I was like, oh my gosh, like he called it out. But he was talking about, you know, going to functions, being around your people, right? Being around, and let's just bring it in our life, being around your leaders, being around people who are connected to this business the same way that you are. You know, we always say that we lock arms with you guys, but guys, we can't do that if you don't allow us to lock arms with you, right? If you're not willing to hang around and hang out with us and to do these few action steps, you know, to really propel your business forward. We can't do that. And so, you know, he was talking about how important it is to stay connected, to stay plugged in. And I'm so proud of each and every one of you that are on this call tonight because, you know, you're staying plugged in. And this is so important because we have so much negative stuff out there on a daily basis being infiltrated into our minds, right? And so just by, you know, hopping on a quick call, which tonight I've been talking, but Hopping on a quick call, listening to a learn and burn, going to SoundCloud, even on Facebook, there's all kinds of different coaching that you can listen to that pours positivity into your mind and into your heart. Of course, please don't exclude the Word of God, because that's and first and foremost. And sometimes I think we all get off kilter because, we forget we're doing all the do, right? We're doing all the business stuff and we forget to put him first. So please do that. But, he was just talking about the importance of hanging around the people that you're connected, that you want to be connected to. Not everyone is going to see your vision. Not everyone is going to know your dream. Not everyone around you is going to go, oh yeah, you're going to bang that out and then just keep on going. It's just not the way the world works. But it's so important to stay connected and plugged into your people, and to be like Felicie, you can hear it, but not let it penetrate, right? And not let it steal the dream from you. You can put the work into it. You can follow the steps. You can listen to your leaders, and you can just know that you know that you are here for a reason, for a purpose, and that is to achieve that bigger goal and dream in your life. So that's really all I have. If anybody else wants to say anything, feel free. If you have any great wisdom or insight, I just appreciate each and every one of you for hopping on tonight, and for Gina just giving us the opportunity to share. And just grateful that, if you're out there, like if you need something to do, go see that movie, own it. Get it on Netflix, whatever when it comes out. It's just a really, really good movie to watch. I think it would build your team. If you're looking to do that, it would be a fun night, where you're not just talking business, but you're watching a fun movie, maybe, eat some good treats or something, and just hanging out. So that's all I have. So thank you guys for hopping on and for listening to me. Gina, is there anything else you want to say?
Girl, you just knocked it out of the park. I can't wait to see the movie. And, I just took a ton of notes. So you covered it all. And I just am thrilled that you shared, and just, I was just sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, we could have had you pouring into us for months instead of y'all been listening to me this whole time. So I just am just so excited to, let everybody start stepping into their leadership roles and just filling our cup. So that's all I got. Sharon, do you have anything you want to add?
Well, I do want to tell you something. Am I unmuted now?
You're off now. You're good.
Okay. Well, I was going to tell you something exciting that's happening. Jenna, which is on the call, she's going to come to my house tomorrow, and we're going to take a bunch of fun photographic images of products for us to share on social media. And Jenna is the queen of creativity. Oh my gosh, she is so amazing. And so we're going to take a bunch of pictures, because I was like looking on Google today, and I was like, man, I've already shared all these pictures. Why do we not have any new stuff? And like half the pictures are our old products. They're not even our new products. And so we're going to get some good images for you guys to share on social media. And we're super excited about that. And Jenna is amazing. So she's going to help me with that. And then we're all leaving for Impact, I think, Friday. So I know we're all excited about that, and we'll rally our team. So, and then we also have a clean eating group starting on Monday, the 18th. So lots of stuff happening. Thanks y'all for joining us tonight.
I have one thing to say. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want to give a huge shout out to April because she had an amazing party. I guess it was yesterday. It seems like forever ago, but she's got not one, not two, but 3 new consultants signed up. Can you believe that? So I say she's a rock star, and I'm excited to see where she's going.
Me too. I'm excited, April. Thank you, Holly.
Awesome. All right, you guys. Well, my husband just got home, so y'all know that means the dog's about to go crazy. So, all right, that is it. We're out of here tonight.
Bye. Bye.